first of all, this is Miss Rebecca, Wisdom at its finest. I'm D, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm a little bit hoarse, whatever word you want to call it. And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about heart disease, anxiety, and strokes. Okay, so what I'd like everybody to do is close your eyes and go on this little journey with Miss Rebecca and I. Okay? Now, it's Saturday, November the 30th. All right? And you're an Alabama fan. Listen up. Listen, you're an Alabama fan, and you don't want to play Auburn because you know they're going to beat you. Okay? So, your hands started to shaking. Listen up. Your hands started shaking and getting sweaty. Your heart started beating real fast. You're looking pale. You look like you're about to pass out. And Miss Rebecca and I see you, right? And we try to yell for help, but can't nobody hear you because Auburn just scored a touchdown. Okay? So Miss Rebecca and I, so Miss Rebecca and I make it over there to you, and Miss Rebecca make it over there to you. Miss Rebecca and I make it over there to you. So we have to whisper in your ear because the crowd noise is just there. So I turned my Auburn hat to the back, and I whispered in your ear and told you, hey, look up, check it out, relax. Miss Rebecca grabbed your hand, told you to breathe. Take 4 deep breaths, breathe in. And the thing is, what do you think life would be like if you didn't have to worry? How would we adjust to it? What would we do? What would we change in our life? What would it be like if you didn't have to play Auburn? Okay? Now, as you open your eyes, I want you to answer that question for yourself. Unfortunately, you're going to have to play Auburn. It ain't no way you can get around. You are going to have to play Auburn. Okay? But playing Auburn, what that means, you're going to have parties. You're going to do tailgates. You're going to eat nasty stuff. You're going to disrespect your body. And you're going to do things that's not good. And hopefully something Miss Rebecca and I tell you today will help prevent some of these risks of possibly having a stroke or dealing with something like that. And like I said, the purpose of this class is to show you how to prevent heart disease, some of the risk factors of heart disease, and how to prevent it. So with that being said, I will turn it over to Miss Rebecca.
I'm going to be talking about heart disease, and the reason I'm talking about it is because I was directly or indirectly in kind of both situations affected because my husband had congestive heart failure. And I put down that there was 3 factors that I feel like that were partly the cause of him having it to the point of it killing him in the end. And the first was he smoked. For years, he was a state trooper, and he worked usually swing shift. So for years, I didn't even know he smoked. He kept it very well hidden because he would change uniforms, and so the smoke usually would come in with your clothes or whatever. But anyway, he had it hidden until he started getting ill, and he had also been a veteran in Vietnam, and he was affected by Agent Orange. And when he went to the VA, they asked him, they said, do you smoke? And he said, I did. And they said, well, how did you quit smoking? And he said, my wife wouldn't take me to the store and she wouldn't buy any for me, so I had no choice. So that he quit cold turkey, but it was because I kind of pulled the plug, which I don't know if that was good or bad, but anyway, it stopped him from smoking. He would take the salt shaker, and he didn't even taste his food. It was just like shake, shake, shake. And so sodium, and if you use too much sodium, it puts more pressure or strain on your heart. And also, he was overweight, because when you work swing shift, your diet just gets all out of whack. And, so he had those three factors that were going against him, and at the end of his life, he only had 30% heart function. And so now Dee is going to talk to us about anxiety.
Okay, the risk factor associated with anxiety methods and ways to prevent it is, first of all, trauma. Okay, trauma is normally what kind of triggers anxiety, some kind of trauma, or some kind of disaster. Also stress building up, because a lot of times we have problems and we just hold them in. We don't talk to anybody, and we let that stuff build up. And then once it finally comes up, sometimes it's too late, and it takes you somewhere that you're not so that you don't want to be. So difficult controlling your worrying, stuff you worry about can cause it. So real quick, as far as anxiety goes, one of the things is mine came when I was leaving for Iraq. The streets lined up because everybody know you're leaving, and seeing the look on my daughter's face, I said I never wanted to see that look again, and that scared me and that made me shake. So I'm going to let Ms. Rebecca talk a little bit about strokes.
I had chosen stroke, but I made it more personal to me because I had a TIA, which is a transient ischemic attack, 18 years ago in around December 12th. And I was doing a job, and I was under more stress than I realized. I also had my husband's illness and everything. But I also have a angina from my heart. And so the things that affect the stroke typically are like an abnormal heart rhythm, high blood pressure, which I had from my stress at my job and with my husband. And you can also have a blood clot. Fortunately, I didn't have the blood clot. But I went to the emergency room. They took me there, and they did the CAT scan and the MRI. And I am here living proof that if you take high blood pressure medicine, you take Plavix to keep your blood thin, and you try to maintain a somewhat healthy lifestyle, that you can overcome. And Dee's going to summarize.
Okay, in conclusion, the things that we can do to prevent heart attacks, strokes, and anxiety is take care of your body. Think about the good things in life, and don't let the simple things upset you.
And as we conclude, also, I would like to say that the actions that we take can often change the way that we feel, the way that our heart, our body, in all aspects, responds to what we do. I also got this from the VA from Amy Johnson at the VA. She's our nutritionist, and it's got some fun facts about how you can cut down on your sodium. For instance, I was shocked that if you eat 5 saltines, that's only 165 milligrams, but if you have 1 slice of processed cheese, it's 450 milligrams. So there's several things, and like they had spoken the other day when we had the people here for the presentation. Use the fresh vegetables if you can, because the canned vegetables are very, very high. So we have one of these for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.